The Valak animatronic from Spirit Halloween. Manufactured by Yu, Valak is a prop based off the character from the 2018 Nun movie, which is a part of the Conjuring universe. When Spirit Halloween did their first wave of animatronics this season, I knew this one would be one I had to grab, considering my love for licensed props and really enjoying what this one had to offer. Valak is unique in the sense that this prop does not use a pop-out scissor mech, but instead a drawer mechanism. Anyways, let's get into the unboxing of the Spirit Halloween 2025 Valak animatronic from the Nun. Everything comes back in full circle. Alrighty, hello everyone, this is Halloween Haunter here, and welcome back to another Halloween video. In this Halloween video, we have right here is the Spirit Halloween 2025 Valak animatronic from the Nun movie, which is a part of the Conjuring universe. And I gotta say, I'm definitely excited to finally have this one in my hands, especially having owning that prototype 2024 price tag for a very long time. I definitely needed to get the prop eventually to go with the tag. I have seen a lot of mixed things about him regarding like quality and look wise, so I am kind of curious to see how I will feel about that in person, in hand. Quality can definitely make or break a prop, so I am curious to see how it is on him. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and unbox Valak. If it wants to open, it's kind of a tight box. Ugh. Okay. So it does have one of those slide out cardboard boxes, which is very convenient and very nice. Ooh, this is a heavy box. I almost want to tip it over a little bit. All right, so things that have fallen out: the instructions, the adapter, and two support beams. Some styrofoam in here, let's get that out. Looks like in here we have his clothing. In here we have the weird mechanism. This kind of reminds me of like the old Seasonal Visions International Rising props. However, obviously still different. The chest piece with the shoulders. One of the hands, the other hand with arm. Here we have the head, which, okay, you know what? Actually looks a lot better in hand. Like, I've seen a lot of videos, I'm like, don't really know if I like that. Honestly, seeing it here, I definitely like it. Looks pretty good. And it's actually plastic, not like a latex, which is a lot better than that. So I will take that any day. However, I guess what's next is I'm gonna have to cut some zip ties, it looks like, because a lot of this is like one piece currently. Quite a bit of zip ties to cut. So we got two holes. The big base is pretty blocky, pretty sturdy, I will say. And it looks like right here we have the big mechanism piece. Wow, this is quite a bulky set and very complex. You can see a string that pulls the mech. There's some springs that load it back. Really nice durable metal. The sensor is also just kind of hiding in there as well. And then of course the control box with this little protection in front of it, which is awesome. So yeah, that's pretty much all the parts to Valak. Let's go ahead now and begin that setup. To start off our setup with the Valak animatronic, we're gonna take the base of the prop, then the two base poles. We'll then take the support beams on the base and put them through the slots on those poles. We'll take two of the itty bitty cotter pins from the little baggie we get. And essentially from there, we'll actually put them through the holes on those support beams. Then we'll take the giant mechanism piece with the control box. It's quite heavy, but this piece actually goes over those support poles. While I'm back here, I'll take the adapter and plug it into the adapter jack on the control box. Next, we'll take these two extra support beams and put them through these slots on the front of the base. And essentially, you're supposed to put them through these slots on the control box poles. And then same for this side. And then once again, we'll take two more cotter pins and place them through the holes on these support beams. Next, we'll take the torso piece and snap lock that onto the pole coming from the mechanism. Also connect the wires together. Next, I'll take the shoulder piece and put that over the torso mechanism. I'll take the clothing for Valak and put that over the front of the body and make sure the Velcros are all undone in the back. I'll also take that sensor wire from the control box and put that in the very front of the clothing where the hole is located. Now returning to the back of the mechanism, I'm gonna take the long black cloth pieces and make sure that the one singular Velcro strip is the very top, while both sides of the Velcro strips are at the bottom, because this actually goes underneath the cloth piece on the mech cover. It's supposed to look like it's covering the mechanism of the prop, so that is what that is for. Then we'll take the two sticky ends of the Velcro strip and actually put them through this little bar on the base. Now back on track with Valak himself, we will take his arms and put them through the arm sleeves and then connect them to the prongs on the body mechanism. I'll also put on the Velcro strips on the wrists. Same goes for this side. Next, we will take the head of Valak and put it on. And then yet again, we'll take another cotter pin and put that through the hole on the neck bracket. I will Velcro back up in the back. Next, we will take the cross necklace for Valak and put that over his head. I would make sure that the Velcros on the side of the cap are connected to the shoulders. I'll take the veil now and put that over the head and connect the Velcro strips together onto the cap. After that, go ahead and plug them in and you're pretty much all good to go. And that is how you set up the Spirit Halloween 2025 Valak animatronic. Let's go ahead now and roll that demo, and then we'll go ahead and discuss my thoughts on the animatronic. So there you saw was the Valak animatronic in action. Now, how do I feel about it? Well, I gotta say, I definitely think a lot of cool things about this prop, but I definitely do have a lot of negatives with this thing. First of all, I do want to say I do think it is the best from this current Spirit Halloween first wave of props. I think Valak here is definitely the standout. He is definitely the best of the bunch, but I don't think he's perfect. First of all, I do wish that they actually kept the more pale look on Valak. The release model doesn't really have that as much. It's more of a normal, like, fleshy tone kind of color. I wish that they went for more of the pale look like the box has it. This isn't bad at all, but I do kind of like that paler look more. And I do wish that Valak was more filled out, more so towards the bottom of the prop, the lower half. I do wish that that was more filled out, maybe like a metal wire or a plastic wrap around the body so that it can actually stick out more and feel like it's more filled. I do wish that was better. I think the prop itself looks great though still. That face is very creepy. I love the really scary grin, the wrinkles, the veins, the yellow eyes, all looks really good. The hand molds as well are very nice, very elegant. I like the cross necklace as well. Again, the nun look looks really good on him. The mech itself too is a really cool concept. I like the idea that you have to walk up to Valak and he looks like he's praying, and then once you're close enough to him, he actually pops out. He pops out, according to the box, 14 inches, and I'm honestly fine with him not popping out as far as, let's say, Emmeline, a prop that lunges several feet out, because I feel like with this prop, you kind of want to come more towards near it. It's very more ominous to come near it and then it pops out at you versus you having to stand far away from it because it got a very long mechanism. And while I do think that's really awesome, the mech itself, I don't know if it's really built the best. I do think that the quality is very sturdy, like the actual metal is very durable. It's a very nice welded and durable prop itself, but I really don't like how this prop is controlled by a string. Usually when we have props controlled by strings with the mechanism that pops out, it usually wears out very thin and very fast, which I know has already been kind of an issue for some people. Mine's been fine. I don't see it doing it anytime soon, but I can see it in the near future just because with how fast that goes and going back and forth with it, I can see that being an issue. Originally, this prop was supposed to come out last year, as evident with this price tag I have, which was actually a 2024 prototype price tag for Valak when he was supposed to release last year. Last year, he actually had a scissor mechanism. I believe it was still controlled by a string, so it still would have probably had some issues, but I honestly kind of wish they kept that design, or at least would have seen that design tested out somehow, because even though they probably didn't release that because of quality issues, that's probably why he got held back another year. I feel like that would have probably worked a lot better and a lot more smooth. The animation is still smooth, but I feel like it could be a little bit better. And again, I'm not a big fan of the string. I just feel like that's going to cause some issues in the future. It's not the best thing. And then his price tag of $300, I don't think is worth it either, especially because A, he's string controlled. I don't know how long that will last. And also, again, he's not really filled out enough to feel like he's worth $300. But honestly, my last complaint I have with this prop, and it's probably like one of the biggest complaints, if not the biggest complaint for me, is the audio track. The audio track on this thing is great, like on its own. Like, I love the screaming, the bell chimes. It's super creepy and ominous, really fits the vibe of the Valak and the Conjuring overall. However, the audio quality sounds like garbage. I don't know what happened with this thing, but it sounds really weirdly like muffled. It doesn't sound very clear. I don't know if it's compressed or something is wrong with the speaker, but it's really compressed and weird, and it's not just mine. All of them are like that. And it's really weird because we're in the modern day age, and this thing has like one of the modern day like control boxes. I don't know what happened with the audio track. It's just very compressed. And especially a company that manufactured this, which is Will U, they've made props like the 2018 Michael Myers and Nightmare Harvester, which have a very loud booming speaker that's very clear and nice. I don't get how that was taken away with this thing. I don't know what went wrong with it, but it's not the most clear audio track, and it does kind of suck. Aside from that, I do think this prop is pretty good. Even though I definitely have a lot of complaints with this prop, I do think Valak here is still a very scary prop. I love just the lunging out motion. I think this is the best non-Valak animatronic we've gotten so far. All the other ones we've seen just have really bad audio or just look straight bad, so I'm really glad this one at least is still pretty cool, all things considered, but I don't think it's as good as it could have been, especially with how much it's going for and how much potential it has. I do wish it was a bit better. However, if you're a big Conjuring or licensed movie fan, I definitely would recommend this. Or if you're more of a fan of this like demonic, satanic kind of vibe with this prop, I would recommend it too otherwise. But if you're just like a normal audience trying to buy a prop, I feel like this is just way too much, and honestly probably way too complicated to like take care of just because of all like little issues wrong with it. It's just got quite a bit of issues for me 100% recommending it. I still do think it's a good prop. It just could have been a bit better. With that being said, that will conclude this video on the Spirit Halloween 2025 Valak animatronic. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next Halloween video.